What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, coming back at y'all with another loaded episode of the 2 Minute Drill, man, right here on the Bluebloods, man. Y'all already know where to tune in to get all your Power 5, Group of 5, FCS, HBC, man. Y'all know this is the only channel on YouTube that covers every aspect, every corner of college football. So before we get into it, man, make sure to go check out our interview with Chris Edmonds, FCS All-American defensive back out of Samford, man. We talk about his journey as a walk-on at Samford, how he became arguably the best safety in the FCS, and just kind of what Samford's plan is this year, kind of preview how he game plans. We talk about a lot of stuff, man. Great interview. I wish the best to him and his team this year. And then, of course, this Monday, we got Nick Harper, OVC Defensive Player of the Year, starting safety for Jacksonville State, man, also an FCS All-American. The kid is amazing. I love talking to him. That's my guy. And, we'll have to have them both back on the show as the season gets underway. And, hey, Nicario said Jacksonville State for the FCS title this year. So he promised me we get the first interview after he won it, man. So I can't wait for him to, talk to him. And then Mark Evans II was our interview yesterday. Arkansas Pine Bluff, 3-time all SWAC selection. He's the best offensive lineman in the SWAC, arguably the best offensive lineman in the FCS. Got all three of those interviews. Make sure to check them out if you go further back. Jonathan Timmons and Spencer Perry, both Alabama A&M transfers, joined the show as well. Make sure to go give love to all these kids, man. They deserve all the shine out there. But let's get right into it, man. We got y'all know that y'all see the jerseys in the background. Y'all know this is a tough topic for me, but it's something that we had to talk about, and that's 5-star Jeremiah Alexander commits to Alabama. He is the number 1 edge prospect in the 2022 class out of Alabaster, Alabama. He goes to Thompson High School. He's the number 16 player in the composite. Like I said, the number 1 edge rusher, and he's also the number 1 player in the state of Alabama. And if you look strictly at 247 ratings, he's the number 9 player in the entire country, man. And they fight off Clemson, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, all these teams for his talent. Charles Power for 247 has him projected as a first-round pick, and even has his pro comparison as Harold Landry, who's the edge/outside linebacker for the Tennessee Titans. And, man, this kid, where do I even start, man? He helped this team in 2019 win the 7A state championship. He was first-team Class 7A on defense. As a freshman, they made a state runner-up finish for the state of Alabama in 7A. And, UCF was really in on this recruitment too. Gus Malzahn down there had a big relationship with Alexander from his time at Auburn. UCF was in this. He officially took a visit to UCF in June as well. And, you look at his stats, guys, this kid in 3 years as a D tackle has 309 tackles. What? The past 2 seasons, he's topped 115 tackles. He has 116 for 2020, 119 for 2019. He has 72 tackles for loss. He had 31 tackles for loss last year, and he's racked up 24 sacks at his time at Thompson High School. Man, this kid is a playmaker. He gets upfield. He's got great hand movement, great power, great explosiveness, and he is going to be making plays on your television very soon. And this is a huge pickup for Alabama because edge rusher has been one. I don't think it's going to lack this year. Let me just say that. I think it was lacking like a year ago. Really, they were really strong in defensive tackle last year, but they didn't have that edge guy that you just fear, that you're like, man, what are we going to do with him? And they've been stronger at defensive tackle than they have edge on this defense for a while. I think that changes this year because I've heard some really, really big things out of I'm blanking on his name, Braswell. I think it's Christian Braswell, the edge. He came out of Baltimore, Maryland. I think in the 2019 class. Yeah, he was the top 20 recruit, 5-star kid. I heard he is going to be the next great Alabama defensive end. And now you possibly pair him with Jeremiah Alexander, who's a tackle for loss machine, who has an excellent pass rush. He's really, really strong in the run game, and he does a great job of keeping the offensive lineman off him. His film is immaculate. Go check it out on 247, his huddle, wherever you want to find it. And, this is all good and fine. And yes, this was a huge pickup, but I want to kind of shift this episode into a bigger conversation about Alabama football. And that's just the simple question, guys. You can comment below your answer. Can anyone realistically stop the Nick Saban dominance in college football? I'm going to let it sit for a second. Can anybody stop Nick Saban right now in college football? And I think if you asked that question probably, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, a lot of people would say Dabo. Some people might even say Kirby Smart. But, man, he is – I mean, listen, everyone said Kirby Smart was the new dominant recruiting, Nick Saban, Ed Orgeron, all this stuff. They came out and got the number one recruiting class in the country last year, guys, and set a national record and had a 95-plus rating from 247 on average for the average recruit in their class. And now, with only 10 commits right now, sitting on July 9th, he's got the number 11 class in the country with 3 5-stars at arguably 3 of the most important positions on the field. He's got 5-star Jeremiah Alexander, his future edge guy. Pass rusher, he's going to be the leader of that front 7. Ty Simpson, 5-star quarterback, arguably one of the most highly ranked quarterbacks right there behind Bryce Young. Come to Alabama, out of Tennessee. Kid's a stud. I'll link the interview out. There's a little eye on the top corner. Click it, and you can watch that video when Ty Simpson committed. Then you also got Emmanuel Henderson, 5-star running back out of Hartford, Alabama, Geneva County, and he's a stud. I really like Emmanuel Hudson. That kid can ball, and I think he's going to be one of the better running backs Alabama's had in a long time. And so they got 3 of their highest rated people. And then on top of that, you want a backup running back? How about Le'Veon Moss, the next highest rated recruit, a top 100 running back out of Baton Rouge, right out the backyard of Coach Ed Orgeron, where everyone said Coach O was going to take over recruiting too. It's not happening. And listen, I mean, this is just to the point where Nick Saban is just flexing his muscle just to flex his muscle. He can get the recruits out of Alabama. He's got the top recruits out of Alabama right now. He's got the top 2 in Jeremiah Alexander and Emmanuel Henderson. He's got the number 2 prospect out of Tennessee. He's got a top 5 prospect out of Louisiana. He's got 3 top 5 prospects out of Alabama right now. He's got the 3rd ranked prospect out of Mississippi right now in Jaheim Otis, who's another defensive lineman, interior guy out of Columbia. Top 15 guy out of Louisiana and Walter Bobb in this class. I mean, he can do it everywhere. He's got a top 12 recruit out of Ohio. And I mean, look, I'll even go back to it. Let's just flip back a year. Got the number 1 recruit out of Florida. The number 1 recruit out of Texas. The number 2 recruit out of Florida. Again, the number 1 recruit out of Alabama and Kool-Aid McKinstry. He got the number 1 prospect out of Michigan and Damon Payne as a defensive tackle. The number 8 prospect out of Florida and Ja'Cory Brooks, IMG Academy 5-star wide receiver. Another top 5 prospect in Kamar Wheaton out of Texas. Stolen right out of Oklahoma and Texas's hands. A top 10 prospect in Aggie Hall. I mean, what do you want? Another top 10 prospect in JoJo Earl. Next, Rondell Moore. JoJo Earl, I'm in love with him, man. Like, he's going to be a baller. Also got the number 2 player in Alabama, and Deontay Lawson out of Mobile. I mean, what else do you want from him? He is just flex. Everybody keeps trying to write him off. They're like, oh, the extension means this, the extension means that. The dynasty has to eventually end. And every year, Nick Saban's just like, it ends when I say it ends. And I'm just going to keep proving that I can go out here and get the best of the best players, and we're going to spank you on Saturday. And when we get into the playoffs, everyone's going to say, "Oh, this is they ain't played nobody. They run through the SEC. They're carrying the SEC. They're going to spank you too, just like they smacked Notre Dame and smacked Ohio State." I mean, who's touching this team? Aggie Hall and JoJo Earl at the future wide receiver. You got Bryce Young, who's young right now at quarterback. Damon Payne on the D line. Dallas Turner at edge. Braswell at edge. Alexander at edge. Then you got Latham and Brockmeyer on the offensive line that he just got. You got Kool-Aid on the secondary. Like, he is doing, guys, I want to say this, and I know Brandon would hear he'd wholeheartedly disagree with me because that's his speed up. But y'all see the jerseys behind me. I'm an Auburn fan. I get it. I'm an Auburn alum, all that. But this podcast, I have to put all my allegiance away. I mean, I'm going to keep it real with y'all on no matter what topic. I mean, I ripped Auburn's recruiting yesterday. Nick, you have to appreciate what Nick Saban's doing. This is something that I would confidently say we are never going to see again. We talk about generational talents like Tim Tebow, but then right after you had Cam Newton, then right after you had Manziel, then Lamar Jackson, then you had Trevor Lawrence, and now you got Quinn Ewers coming up, and you got Spencer Rattler, like whoever you want to say. You will never see what is being done at Alabama with Nick Saban ever be done again. He's like the type of guy who got on the NCAA 14, put it on legend mode, and he's playing it like it's on freshman difficulty. He's just going out there and just I'll take him, 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 put it on 5-minute quarters, and I'm going to beat you by 50. Like he's playing he is the ultimate example of playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And that includes Dabo Swinney. That includes Kirby Smart. That includes Ryan Day. It doesn't matter. Nick Saban's a level above you. And it is getting to the point where as soon as you think it's over, as soon as you think someone else is going to have a chance, he goes and lands a commit like Jeremiah Alexander like he did today. And, I mean, this is getting to the point, guys, where I'm just so impressed. I mean, you look at what he's doing right now, and you look at the highest rated recruits in Alabama history, and they are all from Nick Saban, except for, I think, Brody Coyle in the top 10. And every single quarterback Nick Saban's had since Jalen Hurts has been better than Brody Coyle, let's just be honest. And they're in the contention for the top prospects in the country right now. And yes, they're only 11th right now, but they're in the running for so many players. I mean, Walter Nolan out of Tennessee, the third-ranked player. They're in the race for him. They're in the race for the fifth-ranked recruit, Zach Rice. What else do you want? They also in the race for Harold Perkins out of Texas. They're in the race for everybody, and I don't see. I don't know what else any coach could do. I don't even know how you recruit against Nick Saban because you can negatively recruit so many coaches out there. What do you say to negatively recruit against Coach Saban? He might retire. Well, he's got a contract till 2028. And that's it. That's where the list ends. That's it. And that argument isn't even good anymore. Nick Saban is doing it at such a high level, man. That the clear answer is no right now because the only person who can stop Nick Saban's dominance is Nick Saban himself. And it might sound cliche, but it's absolutely true. And I am just absolutely blown away every day at just what he's building at Alabama, what he's built at Alabama. And until Nick Saban retires, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to stop him, man. He's doing it on a whole nother level. But guys, comment below your thoughts on this. Can anyone stop this Nick Saban dynasty in college football? And what do you think of the commit of Jeremiah Alexander, 5-star number 1 edge rusher out of Alabama to Alabama? Comment below your thoughts, man. And I've already plugged at the beginning. Make sure to go check out all the awesome interviews we have lined up on the channel. There'll be plenty of interviews next week, including one from Alcorn State, who I'm very excited to announce, man. Let's just say he was the best junior college player in the country last year, especially at running back. Just give y'all that hint. But guys, I will be back next week, man. I can't wait to, talk some more college ball with y'all next week. But for myself and the Blue Bloods guys, I'm out for now.